Tom Brady pulls away, hands it off to Ridley, hesitates, through the line, lunging forward. What an effort. Touchdown Patriots. Second of the day for Ridley.
Stephen Ridley has really redeemed himself since the fumble, since the strip by Polamalu on the outside at the sideline, which really swung the momentum in this game.
What do you think of Dobson, Mazz? And more importantly, what do you think of the way they handled him after he put the ball on the ground?
You mean Ridley?
What did I just say?
You said Dobson.
Ridley.
Okay. I love the fact that they put him right back in there. I loved it because honestly, to me, there's different kinds of everything. Fumbles being one of them. I didn't think that was a horrible fumble. Polamalu got in there, ripped the ball out. He was catching the ball. It's sort of like how many things can you do at once,
By the way, I didn't think it was a fumble.
Okay, well, I was going to say even that was in question,
When
really.
they went to replay, I was like, this isn't – don't you have to make a football move? Like a defined football move?
Yeah, I thought it was borderline. But I also don't think it was his fault. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, that's what Bill said.
So the next two times, I think the next time the offense got on the field, they ran it with him and threw it to him on the first two plays.
But just, juxtapose how the Patriots, exactly, Mazz, handled him earlier, which was he puts it on the ground, you're on the bench. You're high-stepping or showboating, you're on the bench. And maybe that wasn't it. Maybe he was fumbling at practice. Either way, you're on the bench. The last two games, he's on the sidelines for much of the first half. Well, yesterday, he commits a key turnover in the third quarter that puts the Steelers back into the game. That was a tie game midway through the third, and Ridley was a big reason why. And afterward, here's Bill with the bouquets.
Sometimes turnovers are the result of real good defensive plays, and sometimes they're the result of sloppy plays offensively. And I would, unfortunately have to credit that one to Polamalu. He made a great play on it, and, that's one of those things you got to live with.
What?
You know what part I don't get about that answer?
What got into Bill? Like, really?
No, I thought the same thing.
I don't think I've ever heard him say you just got to live with turnovers.
Who is that?
That's one of those things you got to live with.
Bill.
Just got to live with turnovers?
Bill, I don't even know you anymore. I don't know who you are.
Right.
Who have you become? What is
I
that?
don't know who you are anymore.
Seriously.
That's one of those things you got to live with.
What? When have you ever said that?
Well, the best part of the answer is when he says, I would, unfortunately, have to credit Polamalu because he was so eager to rip Ridley. Like, damn, I don't even get to blame my own guy. Like, I got to actually tip my hat to the other guy. I thought that was hysterical. Like, he's admitting I wanted to rip someone for it, and I couldn't.
And I would, unfortunately have to credit that one to Polamalu. He made a great play on it, and that's one of those things you got to live with.
Bill, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Exactly.
Seriously.
But look, they need this guy, Mike. They need him, and I have no doubt that the answer is part of his realization of that, for lack of a better word, that they look at it and said, you know what, we got to endure some of this kid's issues. We're going to have to just fight through it, especially while Vereen's out, and so. This one wasn't awful. It's not like the one in the first game of the year where he just put the ball on the ground without anybody touching him. So let's just stick him back in there and give him the ball and let him know we believe in him. And you know what? Good for them if that's the way they're going. They need that kid.